Hey, what's up guys? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all great. Today we're going to check out two variations on a standard blues progression just to spice up your rhythm playing and give you a few different options when you're playing either on your own or in a trio or any kind of setting. So let's jump straight into it. Now we're going to check out both variations, and at the end I'm going to give you a few different options of blending them and how you might look at them differently. So this is the first variation. Now, how am I imagining this? I'm imagining an E7 shaped bar chord from the 5th fret of the E strings. This is our root note, this is A, and there's our A7 chord, but this is mainly an E7 shape. That's how I sort of think about it and how I teach it. So essentially what I'm doing, I'm starting on, I guess you could call it a sus13 chord, because in this chord, we've got the root note, we've got the sus4, and then we've got the 13 here. You could also think of it as a D triad over A, which sounds quite nice. And then what I'm doing, I'm jumping to the 5th fret of D, G, and B, which is our minor 7, flattened 3rd, and perfect 5th. And then I'm hammering on to the major 3rd. We're in the key of A, remember? We're focusing around that A7 chord. So I'm hammering on to the major 3rd. And I'm doing a little trill. So the move is this. Now, I'm introducing a bass note on beat 1, and because we're playing a shuffle, I'm hitting that again. And I'm also landing on the root note at the end of that little lick or riff, whatever you want to call it. Then we go to the 10th fret, which is our D7, the 4 chord. We do the exact same thing. Back to chord 1. Up at the 12th fret for the 5 chord. 4 chord. Back to the 1. That's variation 1. So let's check out variation 2. Now it's a similar kind of shuffle feel. We're going to stick to the key of A, but I'm going to give you a different option just to sort of show some variation in your playing. So here we go. So again, we're sticking to a main sort of theme throughout the entire progression. I'm going to show you exactly what that is, and we'll talk about the intervals and how we could potentially use it in a different style of music. So focused around this A7 chord, what I'm doing, I'm sliding from the flat 7 of A, the 9th of A, and the perfect 5th, and then I'm sliding 2 frets higher to create an A13 chord. Now this 13 or this 6 in the key of A is actually really highlighting that sort of major blues sound, which is pretty cool. I like it. So technically we're going into an A13 chord, although there's no flat 7, and then we're coming back down to an A9 chord. Okay? We do the same thing on the 4 chord. However, instead of going up to 10th fret on the E string, we're going to stick to sort of like 5th fret area. And it's actually the same chord configuration. We're just on a different set of strings. So from D, I'm imagining this D9 chord, and I'm going to hit the flat 7, the 9, and the perfect 5th, and slide into, you guessed it, the 13, and then back. Cool. And then when we do the E, or the 5 chord, we do the exact same thing. So altogether that sounds like this. Now, a few little things to be careful of is your note length. You can hear there, I was varying it on purpose. So this is where we get into like a little bit more of the nitty gritty in terms of your playing and what you want to do and how you want to say it. So you could do this. Okay. Or you could do this. Both are cool. Maybe you want to do something a little bit different on the second half of the bar. Now maybe you want to include the root note in the second half of the bar. Maybe you want to include the flat 7 over that 13 chord and then go to the 9 in the second half. Just for a different flavor. Maybe you want to do that and hold it. Now, if I was playing with a bass player, I wouldn't be doing the bass note. It's just fun to self-accompany. I think it's cool. So I am using my thumb, right? For me, it just gives me more flexibility and it's easier to play those other little bits and pieces. It's sort of like a Hendrixism, if you may. Now there's one extra thing I want to show you that we can do to bridge the 1 chord into the 4 chord. I think I might have done it on that initial playthrough. So let me just break that down for you. So this is what it is. Now, what I'm focusing on is the bass movement. So we're going from A to B to C to C sharp. So that's from 5th fret, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then we land on the D7 or the 4 chord. Now let's add some other notes to that. So I'm going to yell out the chords that these actually are, and you'll see some shapes pop up. So we've got A7. I think of this next one as a G over B, and then the next one is a C diminished, and then the next one is an A over C sharp, leading to the D7. So it adds just almost like a jazzy sort of element. Now, if your bass player is not doing this, then you might want to get rid of the bass note, which can be cool. However, if you're sort of just self-accompanying, it can be a cool little move to add some extra flavor, extra spice into the rhythm. So let's hear what variation 1 and variation 2, as well as that chromatic sort of walk up between the 1 and the 4 chord sound like. Here we go. So you can really have some fun with that and create a little bit more interest by just blending all of those ideas and jamming away for hours and hours. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you got something out of it. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Have fun with that, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.